Great, we are live here at the UFragTV booth with Jeff and Josh from EA Games. They are working in Games Workshop. Which one exactly, actually?
So we're at the Mythic Entertainment Studio, part of EA, working on Warhammer Online: Age of Reckoning, which is a Games Workshop licensed product.
Yes, okay, and last time we had an interview with Mythic. Oh boy, we got the love here, we got the love. Okay, so last time we did a Warhammer interview was with Paul Barnett. Actually, before we get into anything, do you guys have any words about Paul Barnett for us?
He's the greatest man that I know.
We miss him greatly. We don't know where he is anymore.
I thought he was in Vegas doing something.
He got onto a plane and flew away.
Might he be dead?
No, I don't think
he
so.
He can't die.
There was something about
there has always been a Paul
clouds
Barnett.
and gold and Vegas. I don't know.
So even if he did die, it's kind of like the name always carries on. There's always a Paul Barnett.
He will never die.
No, but that's what I mean. If the body died, there would be a... All right.
So when did your best friend die?
2 years ago Tuesday.
Very awkward. This is the worst interview in the history.
We're loving it, though. So anyway, we did an interview with Paul Barnett. It was crazy. It was great. He told E3. He told us all about Land of the Dead. Now, Land of the Dead has launched. What do you guys have going on now?
Well, so this is our 1 year anniversary coming up just in a couple weeks.
Not our 1 year anniversary.
Warhammer's 1 year anniversary coming up in
Well, it's like our 8 year anniversary.
That's true. And so we have a whole bunch of stuff coming into the game for the 1 year anniversary, the Wild Hunt. We have a whole bunch of kind of cool little rewards for people that are playing the game with it.
Don't say rewards.
ahead.
Shameless bribery.
That might be the case.
We're endeavoring to shamelessly bribe everyone to celebrate the 1 year anniversary with
That's
us.
true.
With things like XP bonuses.
Oh, the
like
cool banner that you can get?
weekend
It's awesome.
bribery, shenanigans, ahoy.
Sorry.
Ahoy.
The Wild Hunt event that we're doing right now is the culmination of a year's worth of live events that has this awesome Wild Hunt dungeon and all sorts of really cool things that you can get and do. It's only going, I think, this week though, so you need to get in and play it.
It's like Ted Nugent meets Warhammer. You go out into the wilderness with the Mad Eye, and a red mist descends over your face, and you're killing like a maniac. Then a few days pass, then you wake up in a field. You're pretty sure you've got trophies on that indicate that something happened, but you can tell people and you can try and show them, but then it's gone. And that's kind of this dungeon. It's the Ted Nugent Warhammer Death Dungeon.
With flaming, exploding arrows?
With a lot of explosions.
There are explosions, yes.
All right, now let me ask you, since Land of the Dead did launch between the last interview we did with you guys and this one, what has been the public reaction to Land of the Dead?
I think it's been great. Land of the Dead is kind of a culmination of a lot of work that we did over the first 9 months of the product, and since it's come out, I think we've had a great reaction. There's been some things we've had to do to tweak the dungeon after we launched it, but in general, it's a fantastic place to go play and hunt. The lair itself, the Tomb of the Vulture Lord, has been beaten only a few times so far. I know that me and my group are only on boss 4 right now, and he's kicking our ass all the time.
Also, a 200% increase in incidents of fedoras and bullwhips among Warhammer players since we've launched Land of the Dead, which is full of... No?
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's full of gigantic clouds of evil scarabs that chase you through the desert, skeletons, mummies, flying blades attempting to chop your head off, mazes, dungeons, horrifying things, preposterous jewels and treasure.
That is true.
Why wouldn't you go home and buy a fedora? No, is that something
No,
different?
that's great. I like fedoras.
Okay, now, there may be some people at home, maybe one or two of them that haven't played Warhammer Online yet, not familiar with Land of the Dead, so why don't you give us the 1 minute spiel on both Warhammer and Land of the Dead to convince...
Okay, you take Warhammer, I'll take Land of the Dead.
Okay, so Warhammer Online: Age of Reckoning is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game based off of Games Workshop's 25-year-old IP, Warhammer Fantasy. It's full of people that just really want to beat the crap out of each other. You've got dwarves, you've got humans, you've got elves, but then you also have greenskins, big, drunk, giant, monstrous soccer hooligans. They just want to punch you and then poop on your corpse. You've got the forces of chaos, kind of like evil lawyers with tentacle arms, want to scheme and plot and do terrible things to you. The Dark Elves, bizarrely sexy, strange, bloodthirsty, like every girlfriend you had back in high school. but with knives. Some of my... Never mind.
Let's not talk about that.
Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning brings that entire world into the MMO realm. It gives you access to what we call realm versus realm combat, which, unlike PvP, pits you against thousands of enemy players in a world-spanning epic conflict for total control and domination of the entire Warhammer world. Instead of just two guys poking each other, it's thousands of people fighting to burn cities to the ground and dominate the whole world. Wow, Jeff.
Wow, I don't know if I can follow that. So, the Land of the Dead is our first real expansion to the Warhammer game. And it is, while it's an expansion, it was given out for free. Anybody who plays the game can play in the Land of the Dead. It's a place that you unlock through your activities in Realm versus Realm. It's a land of the South. It's northern Egypt. It's Warhammer meets the Mummy meets Indiana Jones. So it's a dark and decrepit dead world, shifting sands, clouds of scarabs, crazy tombs that you go and infiltrate and raid, all sorts of crazy pendulum, fire, spike traps, new and interesting encounters, new and interesting RVR that you can play in a crazy, undead, skeleton and mummy-filled world.
One more part. The best part of the Land of the Dead is that while it's gated by RVR, you can go down there once you've gained access to it with your friends, and you're fighting your way through the traps and the pendulums and the mummies and the zombies and the skeletons and the scarabs. But then the other side takes control. And now you're trapped down in the dungeon with mummies and skeletons and scarabs and blades and explosions in front of you and a thousand screaming enemy players behind you. And you can either fight your way out that way, fight your way out that way, or die where you stand. It's pretty good. That's good.
Do you guys have the diaper right then and there for the people that decide to die where they stand?
We find that most people just throw their hands in the air and scream and run directly into conflict. Our players are very brave.
They are very brave. They die well.
And they rarely wear diapers.
Okay, now, Warhammer has been out for a year now. What has been the culmination of that year for you? How has time found this game? How have gamers found this game? How has it evolved and grown and become a real experience in this last year?
It's a great question. So this is a live product. It's an MMO that we are dedicated to, that we will continued to and will continue to support. And if you look over the last year, it's a constant improving reaction to what the players are asking for and what they want, what we think will improve and make the game better and better and better. Especially over the last 4 to 5 months, we've really taken a lot of hard looks at RVR and the cool, more cool things we can put in there, whether it be improving the keep warfare, whether it be improving city warfare, whether it be taking a look at class balance and the way that players fight each other. So all of those things we've been working on for the last 12 months and have really culminated in a fantastic game, the Warhammer of today.
Right. So you got this giant free expansion, Land of the Dead. How are you going to follow that?
Without official comment. So since we've launched Warhammer Online, Land of the Dead wasn't the only thing that we've added to the game. We've been doing content patches, we've been doing constant updates and bug fixes, but we've also been doing something that we call the live event system. Live events are sort of holiday-oriented, time-limited, themed events that take place in the world. So for example, about a year ago, we had the Witching Night, and that was basically our Halloween event. And it was, 10 days worth of mayhem and madness and skeletons and special trophies, special rewards, titles, and unique things. And then it went away. Players couldn't come in and play it anymore because that holiday season had passed. Then we moved into Keg End, which is sort of our holiday season-themed live event, where, let's just face it, we all spend that 2 or 3, maybe 6-month period of time around Christmas/New Year's, just drinking heavily with our friends and with our enemies. And so the live events have given us the opportunity throughout the year to bring unique, interesting, time-limited content to the game that gives players an incentive to log in now, play today, earn something unique that they can't get later, that sort of allows them to look back at their character and say, oh, I remember when I got that trophy, I remember when I got that hat, I remember when I got that title. Oh, well, where can I go get it? You need a time machine. That's where you can go and get it. And so the live events have also given us the opportunity to build things like our live expansion, which was actually made up of 3 consecutive live events that sort of spanned the late spring into early summer of this year. So